Do you want someone to like you immediately? It can be hard to figure out how. The place to start is almost always the hardest, right? And why not? People are unpredictable at times. In this video, I'm going to share the 7 psychological tricks to attract someone you like. The following are what scientists and psychologists have to say about ways on how to make someone to like you. Mirror other people. Subtly mimic the person's behavior. It is a proven psychological trick that you can do to make someone to like you. This involves trying to copy their gestures, facial expressions, and body language, especially when you're talking to people that you want to like you. Mirroring can facilitate liking based on a 1999 research study of New York researchers who documented what they called the chameleon effect. It says that unconsciously mirroring or mimicking the behavior of each other can lead to liking. The researchers experimented with 72 men and women and asked them to work on a task with a partner. The research participant partners were asked to either mimic the other person's behavior or not. The researchers then videotaped the interactions. Once all the interactions have finished, the researchers asked the participants to indicate the liking they have on their partner. Many of them were likely to say that they liked their partner who mimicked or mirrored their behavior. Mirroring someone's gestures, posture, and even tone and vocal pitch can help build rapport. It can also lead to pleasing the other person. This doesn't only happen in relationships, but also in meetings and networking sessions. But did you know that many of us do it unconsciously? Mirroring can help you make connections with people. Negotiators, networkers, and salespeople use it to engage deeper in their conversations and to understand who they are talking with. To do it, try to build a connection and make listening a priority in the conversation. While listening, you must nod and tilt your head, and while doing so, match the pace and vocal tone of the other person. When this works, start mirroring the other person's posture and gestures. Never try to fake it, and never try to copy the person's exact movements, gestures, and expressions. Put emphasis on the shared values. Theodore Newcomb revealed that people can be more attracted to people that are more similar to them. It's called the similarity attraction effect. It is the tendency of people to like others who share the same values or who are similar to them in certain aspects. The attraction is not strictly about physical attraction, but more on wanting to be around this person. The researcher put the participants to live together in a University of Michigan-owned house. He measured the attitudes of the participants on topics like politics and sex. In the end, the researcher discovered that those subjects who had similar attitudes about the topics measured built more connections. This simply shows that they liked their housemates who had shared values or similar in certain respects to them. Compliment. If you want to attract people and make them like you, learn the art of complimenting others. Did you know that people you interact with could associate the adjectives you're using to describe them with your very own personality? That is spontaneous trait transference that happens when a communicator is perceived to possess the traits that they are describing in other people. Whatever you say about people will influence how they see you, according to the Happiness Project author Gretchen Rubin. For example, if you describe someone to be kind and generous, they will also associate you with having the same qualities. But if you always talk about negative traits of people without their knowledge, they'll also associate you with such negative traits. If you want to attract people, give them a genuine compliment. Did you know that it won't only work this way because positive compliments can also boost positivity? The positivity boost is not only good for the mental health and well-being of the person you give compliments to, but also for you. So go out of your way, give more compliments, and make someone's day. Give thoughtful praises, a tap on the back, and say something nice. Doing so will also nourish your self-esteem and self-confidence. It is a powerful gift to tell someone that they've made a positive influence or impact in your life. You don't only strengthen and nourish relationships, but you also make them feel good that you are making a positive impact in the world too. Do it more often and make them want to be around you. You will also become an instrument to make others feel happy and positive. After all, people want to be around positive people. They're likely to listen to your ideas and follow your lead. This will come back to you, and you will feel great in the process. Want to befriend people? Spend more time with them. If you want to befriend someone, you should make time and spend more of it with them. This is called the mere exposure effect. It means people tend to be attracted or to like people that are familiar to them. It is our tendency to develop preferences on certain things because we're familiar with them. Psychologists at the University of Pittsburgh conducted research with 4 female participants. They posed as students in a psychology class and at different times showed up in class. When the pictures of the 4 women were shown to the male students, they showed a higher level of affinity to the women that they were able to see more often in the class. This is even though they had not had the chance to interact with them. Be more competent but warm. The stereotype content model was what psychologists at Princeton University suggested. This theory states that people judge other people based on their level of competence and warmth. Based on this model, people will be more inclined to trusting you if you portray yourself to be friendly and warm. On the other hand, they will be more inclined to respect you if they find you to be someone with high educational or economic status. According to the SCM, a person's judgment of groups typically falls into 4 different quadrants. It is based on how warm they are perceived by others or how friendly and willing to cooperate that a group appears. It can also be based on their competence, which is according to their perceived intelligence and socioeconomic status. For example, groups, such as people with disabilities or the elderly, make us pity and help them because they are perceived to be high in warmth while being low in competence. They face paternalistic stereotypes, show positive emotions. A form of social contagion, emotional contagion refers to the spontaneous spread of behaviors and emotions. This emotional convergence can occur and then spread from one person to the next, and even in a larger group. Individuals can share emotions either explicitly or implicitly. This contagion describes what can happen when people are impacted by other people's moods. According to a research paper from the University of Hawaii and Ohio University, people have the ability to feel other people's emotions, especially those around them. This occurrence can happen because humans can naturally mimic the movement and facial expressions of other people. This can make people feel something that is similar to what the people around them are feeling. Want to spread positivity? Be sure to be that someone that also communicates positive emotions. People can feel you, make them feel good. At the end of the day, won't it be rewarding to know that you make a positive impact on someone's life? This alone can make you feel good and more positive. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable and fallible. Don't be afraid to show your flaws. Did you know that people will like you more even after you commit a mistake if they believe that you're competent? This is the pratfall effect. Have you ever fallen down or slipped in a public place? Have you ever spilled coffee on yourself while working at your desk? You can become more likable. The pratfall effect describes that clumsy mistakes can give you an advantage, that is being able to attract people to like you. It is the tendency for interpersonal charm or appeal to either increase or decrease after you make a mistake, based on the person's ability to perform well. For example, a person who is competent would be more likable if they commit a mistake. However, someone who is perceived average would be less likable if they commit a mistake. Well, that's life. Anyway, the pratfall effect says that you appear more human like other people, thus making you more relatable when you make a mistake. What this effect teaches us is, it is okay to be fallible. It also teaches us that if someone is considered capable, competent, or smart, they can be more likable after committing a blunder or mistake. Finally, this effect shows that if the person is mediocre or average, they're likely to receive negative effects after making a mistake. However, based on some studies, pratfalls can be perceived differently based on gender and other factors too. Now that's the sad part of it. For more content like this, click here to subscribe.